So we have completed 2.1 solving quadratic equations. Now we are going to move on to a very important topic, 2.2 completing the square. You will see several questions in the past paper involving this completing the square. How to identify those questions? They are not going to mention completing the square. Usually you will see questions like this one, actually, like this one. They want you to write it in this format or any variation of this format. You will see something like this, a minus b times x plus c whole square, all this thing. When you see this, that's completing the square method. Okay, initially when I started teaching this curriculum back in 2018, I asked my students to memorize this formula. I think in my old YouTube videos also I used to say that it's good to memorize this formula, but over the time I realized when you memorize the formula you tend to forget it. Actually, you tend to mix up this 2a, 4a, negative, positive sign and all. So I dropped it. Then I started teaching the manual method. You need to do it manually without memorizing it. So I'm gonna divide this completing the square method into three types actually. Type 1, I'm going to show you the type 1. I have combined both exercise 2C and 2D. Now I'm going to teach you the actual method and shortcut also. In the exam you are allowed to use the shortcut. You will still get full mark. Okay, let's say you have x square plus 4x. Sometimes you will have a number also here. Let's say you have plus 1. Step number 1, take the coefficient of x, 4, right? Divide by 2, that means take half of it. It's 2, right? So you need to put plus 2 square minus 2 square and write the plus 1 here. That's step 1. Step 2, you can combine these three terms. It looks like a square plus 2ab plus b square. You can combine them into x plus 2 whole square minus, this square is only for 2, not for the negative sign. So 2 square is 4 plus 1. You will get x plus 2 whole square minus 3. That's the completing the square method. Now what is the shortcut? When you get this one, x square plus 4x plus 1, take the coefficient of x. It's positive 4, right? Half of it is positive 2. So just write x plus 2 whole square and then put a minus sign. Here you have 2, right? So you just put 2 square plus 1. So you are basically writing this step, skipping this actually. It's not going to make much difference, right? Okay, anyway, so some students think this step is confusing, so you can do this also. So straight away you can write x plus 2 whole square minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. That's all. That's type 1. That's type 1. But remember this, when you have a negative number here, you need to have x minus 2. For example, let me show you E. Let's say you have x square minus 14x, no number, let's say. So I'm going to use the shortcut method. The coefficient of x is minus 14, half of it is minus 7. So I'm going to write it as x minus 7 whole square minus 7 square. Here we put minus 2 square, here minus 7 square. There is no other number. So it's x minus 7 whole square minus 49. That's all. That's a shortcut method. Let me show you one more question. They want you to write, okay, this is type 2. Why I call it type 2? Because the coefficient of x is not divisible by 2. It's an odd number. But the method is same. You see, I'm going to apply the shortcut method, x square plus 3x plus 6. Take the half of the coefficient of x. Half of positive 3 is positive 3 over 2. Do not write it as 1.5. Write it as 3 over 2. So it's x plus 3 over 2 whole square. Since it's 3 over 2, you need to put minus 3 over 2 square plus 6. And then find the value of minus 3 over 2 square, which is basically minus 9 over 4 plus there is a 6 also. So we'll get 15 over 4. So x plus 3 over 2 whole square plus 15 over 4. Compare these two. And then write A, B, C. A is equal to 3 over 2. B is equal to 15 over 4. That's all. That's type 2. When this number is not divisible by 2. That's type 2. And then type 3 is a very important one actually. Most of the past paper questions are from type 3. Why I call it type 3? The coefficient of x square is not 1. You will have some number there. So what you need to do, just take out the number. For example, A, you take out 2, you will get x square plus 3x minus 3 over 2. Let's say they don't want you to solve it. They're not going to ask you to solve it actually. They will ask you to write it in this form. Okay. So don't put equal to 0. Now, first take out the number, the coefficient of x square out and check whether it's type 1 or type 2. Just apply the method you learned. This is type 2 because coefficient of x is 3. So it's x plus 3 over 2 whole square minus 3 over 2 square. And then you already have another 3 over 2 and you have a 2 outside. So it's going to be x plus 3 over 2 whole square. This one we simplify it. We'll get minus 9 over 4 minus 3 over 2, which is minus 15 over 4. And there is a 2 outside. Multiply everything by 2. You'll get 2 times x plus 3 over 2 whole square minus 15 over 2. That's all. So you compare these two. A is equal to 2, B is the number within bracket, C is negative 15 over 2. Don't miss out the sign. That's all. This is what completing the square is. Okay, since we learned completing the square, I need to explain one more thing. But before that, let me solve one more question from here. Probably C. 4x square minus x minus 8. 4x square minus x minus 8. Don't put equal to 0. They're not going to ask you to solve this actually. If they ask you to solve an equation, it's not going to be as I told you already. It's a O-level math, solving quadratic. But you will come across such questions as a part of a bigger question. When you solve a bigger question, you're going to come across a quadratic equation. You need to solve it. Use your calculator to solve it, which is what we learned in the previous topic, right? So here, take 4 outside. You will get x square minus 1 over 4x minus 2. And then use one of the method you learned, type 1 or type 2. It's just a fraction, so you need to take half of it. Half of 1 over 4 is basically 1 over 8. So you can use the shortcut x plus 1 over 8 whole square minus 1 over 8 square minus 2. There is a 4 outside. Simplify it. 1 over 8 square is 1 over 64 minus 2, but there is a minus in front also. Minus 129 by 64. Minus 129 over 64. This is x minus 1 over 8 whole square. Multiply throughout by 4. You will get 4 times x minus 1 over 8 whole square minus 129 divided by 64 by 4, 16, I think, yes, 16. That's all. Okay, there is one more thing you need to learn together with this completing the square. Listen, be carefully. We don't need this formula, so I'm gonna delete it. Okay, when you apply completing the square and write this in this form, x plus, write the quadratic function in this form. Sometimes they are going to ask you to find the turning point or the maximum or minimum point of this curve. If it's a U-shaped curve, you will have a minimum point. If it's an inverted U-shape, you will have a maximum point. If they ask you to find the turning point, just take the P, change the sign, take the Q as it is. That's a turning point. So that's one good thing about this completing the square method. After writing it in this form, you can straight away find the turning point. For example, in this question, Here for this function, the turning point is the number inside the bracket, right? Change the sign of it, -2, comma. The number standing all alone, take it together with the sign. Do not change the sign. Keep it as it is for that number. -2, comma, -3 will be the turning point here. How about here? +7, comma, -49. And for this one, -3/2, comma, 15/4. I hope you understand what I'm doing. I'm taking the number from here, change the sign, and this number write it as it is. That would be the turning point of the graph, of the function of the graph. Here it's going to be the number inside is minus, so change the sign, -3/2. The number standing all alone is a negative number. That's the turning point. For this question, the turning point is +1/8, -129/16. Because sometime in part A they are going to ask you to apply the completing the square. They are going to ask you to write it in this form. In part B they are going to ask you to find the turning point, the coordinates of the turning point. It's going to be a 1 or 2 mark question, so just write it straight away from this, from here. That's all.